absolute stunning turn of events, Williams have announced they have signed Ayrton Senna for 1992, leaving game even before he's turned a wheel in that Williams car in a Grand Prix, out of a seat. Now, this has come as a massive shock so early in the season. However, Frank Williams has said he haven't done this obviously to disrespect the current driver game, but they had an opportunity of a lifetime to sign Senna and they couldn't pass it up. However, what's that going to experience for the team? Game's still got 17 Grand Prix to compete in this season. Ferrari's testing woes have been confirmed. They were not sandbagging. They are slow. They fear the worst. They have some huge car problems. They are already back at Maranello on the test track, pounding round. But it's going to be a difficult start to the season for them. Someone at Ferrari has said the team has uncovered huge problems with the 91 car. It's very, very possible they'll struggle very early on. But we'll have to see what they can uncover before round 1 in South Africa. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ultimate F1 Career Mode. 1991 is about to get underway. We've scrapped the qualifying report. We'll do that with the rundown on the grid. But we are about to embark in the 91 season. There's been changes. There's been uproar. And yeah, it is good to be back. And in a stunning turn of events, Jean Alesi puts his Ferrari on pole ahead of Gerhard Berger, the world champion, in second place. Prost backing up the Ferrari pace in third place with Senna in fourth. Nigel Mansell has outqualified his new teammate in fifth place. Schumacher in the Jordan with their debut with a fantastic result. Pierluigi Martini in seventh, Nakajima in eighth, Morbidelli in ninth with a great result. The Bertrand Gachot in the second Jordan is in 10th. Modena, a difficult qualifying session for Game on his debut with a couple of faults in the car. Never really got a representative lap in, but he's hoping to improve from P12. Capelli and Guglielmin take up 13th and 14th. Brundle and Boutsen 15th and 16th. Mika Hakkinen in his Lotus is 17th, just ahead of Eric Comas in the Ligier. Blundell in the other Brabham is 19th. Herbert in the other Lotus is 20th. 21st is Cafe. 22nd is Alboreto. And we're all ready to get away for 1991, and everyone makes a strong-ish start. We were bogged down a little bit off the line as we head dive towards turn 1. We're looking to make up positions, and Prost has jumped Berger off the line and has got his Ferrari into second place. Ferrari 1 and 2 off the line. But we look back at ourselves as we dive up the inside of Bertrand Gachot, who's just swept round the outside of the Williams and the Minardi with a fantastic move. Wow. This is a replay of the start. Alesi's away well. Berger a little bit bogged down, but that has then immediately allowed Prost round the outside and into second place. And Alesi leads. Prost is second now, but a little mistake from Prost. He's dipped the wheel onto the grass and he's completely onto the gravel now. That's allowed Berger, Senna, Mansell through. Has he dropped back any further? As we ride on board, looking at the back from Jean Alesi. It's just an error. It's a driver error there from Alain Prost, not something we see very often. And here he's on board with Nigel Mansell as Prost rejoins. Lovely stuff. Back in 6th place, I believe he is. But we're riding on board with ourselves. We've got ourselves up into P9. We've got Nakajima ahead of us. Easily should be able to outbrake him into the right-hander. And that leaves Pierluigi Martini just ahead of us in 7th place. So we should be able to get through. Once we're in the top 6, it should be it'd be difficult. It'd be harder to get there. But anyway, we are seeing Alesi lead from Berger, from Senna, and Prost is, we believe, still stuck behind Nigel Mansell. It's an absolute work of art that Ferrari, and we dive up the inside of Martini, and that's up into 7th place. It's kicking off. It's fantastic this start to the South African Grand Prix. But we come to the end of lap 2 now. Lacey leads, Berger second, Senna third. Mansell is fourth, Prost is fifth. Sixth is Michael Schumacher. We are in 7th place. Martini, Nakajima, Gasher in 10th. Morbidelli's 11th, Medina's 12th, Capelli, the other Leighton House, Boutsen, Brundle, Comas, Hakkinen, Herbert, Blundell, Cafe. It's been fantastic. But we have got a run on Michael Schumacher and the Jordan. And, well, yes. And, he's made a mistake. Schumacher's on the grass. We're going to be able to sweep round the outside. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. But he manages to get the move done up into P6. That's a point. Prost is 4.5 seconds up the road. Oh, it's getting tasty. Here's a replay of that now. Schumacher with his mistake. We just dart around the outside. I tell you what, it looks a lot less worse, the contact from the outside camera. So all is good. But we are looking at a Lacey. He's pulling away from Berger. It is absolutely mind-boggling. No one in the paddock can quite understand where the Ferrari pace has come from. Considering how badly they were struggling in pre-season testing, questions might be getting asked. That's all I'll say. But we are riding back on with ourselves. We are massively catching Prost, who I think is being held up massively by Nigel Mansell. It could mean a problem for Mansell because Schumacher's coming along as well. But we will see as we head down the hill now. Prost and Mansell just ahead of us as we sweep past the left-hander. We're onto the outside shot now. Mansell definitely has an issue there. Yeah, as Prost just drives straight past him. We were going to try and move on the inside, but Mansell's not making it easier for us, which is looking really. If he's breaking, Mansell with the sudden brake check, and Gaines lost his front wing, and both going to have to come into the pits. Gaines barges past him as they enter the pit entrance. Let's ride on board now with ourselves, and Prost obviously gets straight back through, and he just suddenly stops on the track. That is poor from Mansell. I'm not sure what's happened there, but I can't imagine that is not going to go down well with the Williams team, especially considering one of their drivers doesn't even drive for them for next season. Absolutely fantastic. But we found ourselves down in 21st place. We've got Cafe just ahead of us. Mansell is out of the Grand Prix in all of that. Lost his rear wing, damaged gearbox as well, which could have explained the sudden stopping on track. Probably should have just let me through into the chicane though, shouldn't you, Nige? But anyway, we are up into P20 now with past Cafe. We've got Alboreto just a few, 2/10 up the road. But anyway, Alboreto there in his footwork arrows. Are we going to dive to the inside? We're going to bail out. We don't fancy our chances. It's an incredible move if we get that done. Oh, with a little switchback dive up the inside. That is Alboreto taken care of. Lovely stuff. With Mark Blundell is the next car. And Lacey has a 2.7 second lead over Gerhard Berger. Senna's dropping back a bit, 7.1 back. But Prost lost a lot of time as well behind Alain Prost lost a lot of time behind Nigel Mansell. Is 15 seconds, 8 behind Senna. And we are all over the back of Blundell. There seems to be an engine failure taking place just ahead of us. Either that or some oil has escaped from the wherever it's meant to be. But no, that does look categorically like an engine failure. But we're looking at Boutsen now. He has joined Ligier for this season. Oh, he's made a mistake and he's spun the car. And he cannot get it going. That's Boutsen out. That's not a great start to his Ligier career. Oh dear. But anyway, we found ourselves up into P16. We're ahead of Johnny Herbert. Martin Brundle is the next car. We are hounding down here. And there's a mistake there. Who's that? That looks... I don't know who that is. That's poor from me commentating, but we're going to get a run on. It was Hakkinen. Hakkinen with a mistake. We've dived to the curb. We've dipped a wheel on the grass, forcing us to make a adjustment of the wheel, a dab at the brakes, and that's allowed Hakkinen to stay ahead. But I can't imagine it's going to be all that long until we pass until we pass the Lotus driver, our former team, and that's a mistake from Alesi over the grass, and he's coming into the pits. That's giving Berger a lot of time, that mistake. This is going to be a race as Berger stays out. There's going to be a race on the pit lane, a strategic race from the team, and car on track, but Alesi's had his pit stop. He's out. He needs an incredible outlap, but Berger is flying out there. He is absolutely flying out there, setting electric sectors, and this could be, with Alesi's mistake heading into the pits over the chicane, getting stuck a little bit on the grass. It was an odd mistake from Alesi there, and Berger doesn't make any of the sort, and he comes into the pits, but where will he emerge? Will it be the lead of this Grand Prix, or will he have to succumb to the pace of that Ferrari? But Alesi is pushing, but here comes Berger into his pit box, and he's coming out. Where's Alesi? He's jumped him. He's into first with an absolutely fantastic in-lap from Gerhard Berger, has put him into the lead of this Grand Prix, and the McLaren team have done a fantastic job to put him there. But Alesi's had pace all Grand Prix. He will surely come at Gerhard Berger before this race is done. And we look at Ayrton Senna here. He's had a bit of a lonely race today. The pace hasn't been quite like his teammates, but he's within striking distance. You can see them on the pit straight, but he is taking part in his final season for the McLaren team. He has joined Williams in a very surprising move, but we always knew he would end up there, but it's happened very early in the season. Jordan are having a fantastic race. Michael Schumacher is currently in P5, with Bertrand Gachot is just behind him, making it a double point scoring possibility for the Jordan team. And you are looking at ourselves, and we dive up the inside of the Brabham or is that the Tyrrell? That could be Brundle. I think it might be Brundle. It was Brundle. And we've had a little bit of a mistake there as we correct. Oh, we've been lumped. We've been lumped by Brundle. Well, that's us, I believe, out because we've lost a rear wing. A terrible day for the Williams team. But we look at a replay. We've had all kinds of... Oh, no, that's just a racing incident. Brundle had nowhere to go. If anything, we brought it on ourselves. That's actually quite poor. Nakajima here has decided to have an engine failure in the middle of the track, and that has caused a little bit of a disaster for the Minardi. Here comes the Leighton House. Here comes the second Leighton House. It's a bit of a pile-up. Really, that's an awful place to have a breakdown, but it's ruined a few races. But here we are looking at Gerhard Berger, currently stuck behind what looks like a Brabham, but that won't matter too much as he rounds the final corner. Alesi challenged, but he couldn't do nothing about Berger in the second stint. Berger starts the season as he wishes to continue. He wins the South Africa Grand Prix. Jean Alesi has come home in second place. Senna will take the final podium position, I should say, and Alain Prost comes home in fourth place to actually it's been an incredible weekend, incredible revival, but the stars of the show, Jordan will finish fifth with Michael Schumacher, and they will finish sixth with Bertrand Gachot. Absolutely fantastic from the Jordan team. But here is your race winner, Gerhard Berger, taking the 10 points. Fantastic. That's your final classification then, and a massive upturn in form for Ferrari, finishing second and fourth with a huge haul of points. Questions might get asked where that pace suddenly came from, but McLaren looked quick as well, with Gerhard Berger winning the Grand Prix and Senna in third place. But Schumacher fifth, sixth is Bertrand Gachot. Pierluigi Martini in the Minardi is finished just outside the points with Modena in the Tyrrell. Leighton House there have had a great weekend. Morbidelli. But if you have enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you for round 2 very shortly.